We are joined by Taoiseach John Bruton. Taoiseach, was Michael D Higgins wrong not to attend this event? Is he wrong not to attend this event?
I think he is wrong not to attend, and I think there is time for him to change his mind. Obviously, it requires great strength of character to change one's mind, but I think he should do so. The position is, as you explained, that this is not celebrating partition, it is simply recognising a fact. And it is important to recognise that fact, the fact that Northern Ireland exists and is legitimate, was recognised by the Irish people when they voted in the referendum on the Good Friday Agreement, because the Good Friday Agreement accepts that it is the present wish of the people of Northern Ireland that they remain in the United Kingdom until that view is changed. So in going to this event and recognising that Northern Ireland existed for the last 100 years, the President would simply be recognising something that the Irish people have recognised when they voted in favour of the Good Friday Agreement. Now, there's one other aspect of this that is concerning to me. The President was invited as President. He wasn't invited as a private individual. It wasn't Michael D Higgins, former sociologist, that was being invited. It was the President of Ireland, the representative of this state, who was being invited. And in going to this, he would have been performing his functions as President of Ireland. Now, the Irish Constitution is very, very clear. It says under Article 13.9 and Article 13.11 that the powers and functions of the President shall be exercised only on the advice of the government. Now, it would appear that the President did not seek the advice of the government on this matter. And if so, if he didn't seek the advice and follow the advice of the government, he was not abiding by the provisions of the Constitution.
Right, that's a pretty serious charge to say that the President of this country, who is, after all, the guardian of the Constitution, was acting outside the parameters of the Constitution.
Well, Article 13.9 says the powers and functions of the President shall be exercisable, and I quote, only on the advice of the government. Now, when he got that invitation, it would appear to me he ought to have sought the advice of the government, and if he didn't do so, and the government have said they didn't offer him any advice on this, then I would have thought that he should have sought their advice and should have acted on their advice.
If you had been, when you were a Taoiseach, if this had arisen at the time when you were a Taoiseach and a President had come to you and asked for their advice, presumably you would have said, I think you should go.
Did he? The question is, we don't know, did he?
Well, the word from government seems to be that they were not consulted on this.
Well, then the President was not fulfilling his obligations, I think, under Article 13 of the Constitution, because attending an event like this, it's not like it is a matter that is part of his function to either decide to accept and go to an event like this or not. That's part of his function as President. He wasn't being invited, as I say, as a private individual. So to make a decision of this nature without taking the advice of the government wouldn't conform, to my mind, with Article 13 of the Constitution.
And where do we go from here if that's the case? If a president, I mean, are you suggesting his position is untenable?
I'm simply setting out what I understand to be the literal meaning of the Constitution. It is for others to draw whatever conclusions they wish to draw from this.
Can I ask you, Taoiseach, about his explanations for not going? He said the title of the event was inappropriate. It was political. He also said he was referred to as the President of the Republic of Ireland. I am the President of Ireland. Are you convinced at all by either of those explanations?
No. No, they don't provide an explanation. I mean, this was one of the most important invitations he would have received as president. It wasn't, an invitation to the opening of a credit union in County Kerry. This was an invitation to attend an event which deals with a very difficult issue upon which policy is made by the government. I mean, we can't have two policies on Northern Ireland, one being made by the government in Merrion Street and another being made in the Phoenix Park. There can only be one policy of the state in regard to how to deal with the problems of Northern Ireland, reach out to the unionist community, which we need to do both over the Northern Ireland Protocol and also over the future of our country. We need to build close and familiar relationships with the community, both communities in Northern Ireland and all the people of Northern Ireland. And this was an opportunity to do this. And unfortunately, I think, given that he's head of state and the head of state of our nearest neighbour was also to attend this event, the only person that could represent this state at this was the president. And he's the president,
Okay.
so I don't think somebody else can go because they would not be on the same level as the head of state of our neighbour.
Okay,
so that's why I think he must reconsider.
I think he has specifically said he will not reconsider, and he said I think he said it's too late for him to reconsider.
It's not too late. That's pride. That's just pride. And the reality is that this event is not taking place until October. And all those issues about what it's called and all that could be the subject of negotiation and would have been the subject of negotiation, I would no doubt, if there was a problem with them.
Okay.
If he had sought the advice of the government, which would have the means of resolving any such difficulties. But that appears not to have happened.
Yeah, I'm just reading here. The government offered no advice to President Michael D Higgins on whether or not he should attend a centenary church commemoration. Just very finally, on that day of the event, Michael D Higgins will be hosting the Statistical and Social Inquiry Association of Ireland at the Áras. Is this a snub, do you think, to those who organised the event and even to Queen Elizabeth?
Well, I prefer not to characterise it. I think the gravity of the matter lies in the fact that it would appear that the President didn't follow the literal words of our Constitution. That's what's important. I'm not going to use any other adjectives.